What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 19 here at Brace Baseball, Ball 4. Man, I forgot the name. Ball 4
Right?
podcast, right? Gus Rico here, episode 19. Can't believe we have 19 episodes now. It's been amazing, blessed. Co-host Andy Lira, go ahead.
Yeah, episode 19. We're getting to the big 20. We might have to do something for the 20th episode. And thank you guys for getting us to 100 subscribers. So let's hopefully we can get us to 115, 120. And then we're talking about doing a giveaway. Once we do get to those 120 or possibly 150, raffle things off or give away some clothing gear that we're deciding to do as well. So be a lookout for that. Here, what our great guest here to my left, guy here from UCLA. With the Fuego now working there, so we're gonna get into the details of that. Right here to my left, Daylen Reyes.
What's going on, guys? Daylen Reyes here. I just thank you guys and the Braves Ball 4 podcast for having me on. I'm super excited to get things rolling.
Yeah, man.
It's a sweet setup, by the way. You guys can't see the full thing here, but this is real. This is legit.
Not bad,
Appreciate it, man.
This is awesome. This is sweet, especially in the valley, too. It's like 110 over here, and I was like worried it's going to be all hot. I mean, I'm cool sitting right here.
There you go.
All right, good.
Yeah, I was worried, honestly, but
Okay.
it's chilling.
Man, well, real quick here, we got some Braves updates. We got some teams playing this weekend. We're starting off already. Can't believe it. Another year of Braves Baseball Academy, which is great.
Yes, sir.
You know, I enjoy my weekends off, but got to get back to it. Right,
The
Larry?
grind starts now.
Yeah. So we got some teams playing this weekend, actually at Birmingham and at Mid Valley at
yeah?
O'Malley. So it's kind of
Awesome.
cool. So yeah, our clinics for today are canceled. Sorry, are not canceled, are postponed. We're gonna get those back up next Friday. We'll get into those details later on Instagram. But thank you guys so much for supporting us. It's been great. And shout out to the family. Got the wife here. I got my younger son, my middle child. Production today. He no school because no AC, which kind of worked out, right? He's
perfect.
He's behind the scenes today.
Yeah,
Check that out.
he gets to see the full thing from the start to finish now. You know, and be a part of it. So
Sweet little behind the scenes.
yeah.
Let's get
So
into it.
yeah, man. So tell us more about from where you were. Started as a kid playing baseball, travel ball to what you are now, going through college all the way up to now, man. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, once again, thanks you guys for having me. Just a little bit background on me. I just graduated from UCLA. Played over there for 4 years as a member of the baseball team. I graduated in May, transitioning out now, and I'm just so thankful for my time in baseball and everything it's kind of taught me. But to take it all the way back, I'm from the Valley, born and raised, Northridge, like maybe 5 minutes from CSUN, and I started my baseball career over at Northridge Little League. I haven't seen that place in a while. I hope it's still going well, but started over there when I was 5 years old. It's going well?
Yeah, it's cool.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it was a great spot when I was over there, but I started out with all my my preschool friends, 5 years old. We all decided we want to play baseball, and to be honest with you, my dad didn't play baseball that much. He was a basketball player. I don't know how I picked it up. He said it was kind of just fate. He held like it was the photo of Jackie Robinson sliding into like home plate or something. Like
The
right
famous
above my
photo?
Yeah, the famous photo right above my crib. So it kind of just worked out that way.
Wow.
I started over at Northridge Little League when I was 5 years old, and I think that around the age of 7, joined my first travel team, which was local Northridge Sharks. I don't think it's a thing anymore. Shout out Drew Weinberg. That was my coach over there, so that was sweet. Hope he's still doing well. I had fun over there. That was kind of just local, kind of got like my love for baseball more at a competitive level, because I think that when I was young, I was always just super competitive, and I think that I like to play at like that level. Like
Yeah.
I was pretty serious about it always. Like I don't know if you guys can tell now because I'm smiling and stuff, but like once I put on that hat and step over that line, like I'm a different dude. And even at like 5 years old, like I kind of knew that then. So it was nice to get on a travel team at like kind of a young age. We call it a travel team, but it was based out of that Northridge Little League with kind of all the best players, like probably an all-star team is what it resembled. And did that, played pretty competitively, and then I think at 8 years old, I got approached by one of my favorite coaches of all time, Scott Swatala. He was over at, it was called VSA. It's called TBV, which is Total Baseball Vipers. It was
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them, yeah. It started out at Chatsworth,
Yeah.
which was, dude, it was like actually crazy. Like now kind of thinking about it. I was Dude, I was like 8 to 9, and it was sweet because it was over at Chatsworth, and it was with all the high school guys. It was coached by Coach Musborn, who is all-time great coach.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you guys know him very
I
well.
remember those days.
Yeah, Coach Guntz. He's now, I think he's over at Harvard Westlake, right? I mean,
Gunner.
we'll get into why I don't like Harvard Westlake later, but
Uh-oh.
it's a whole other thing. Notre Dame alumni. But yeah, I mean, those guys, I mean, taught me so much, and kind of just instilled in me at a young age what grinding really looked like, because I was around those high school Chatsworth guys, and those guys had a great team with Moustakis and some other of those big names.
Man.
And I mean, not even the big names that came out of there, but just good, hardworking dudes that understood what it took to win. I mean, they had a great program, and just being around over there was awesome. So I mean, that was great, and it kind of evolved to me playing in between the ages of 8 and up until 8th grade with that Vipers team, and between the ages of 8 and 11, like, we were one of the best teams in the nation. Like, we would travel and do all those things. I remember going to Omaha, and we went to Texas in one of those white vans with me and my 12 teammates. We drove there, and literally the halfway point between us and where we were going in Texas was in Texas. And that was the first time I realized, like, how big that state actually is, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, I just got so many nice memories from like my youth, right before high school, right before I started playing for GBG and going to Notre Dame. Kind of rambling and talking a lot, but I mean, that was just a great experience. I mean, Coach Scott, and then Coach Parada, who I was over there with, and then Devin and Derek Ornalis. I mean, those guys really
You're putting out some big names right now.
For real,
Yeah,
huh?
am I?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know, yeah,
Legends,
I mean,
legends.
Dude, if you guys are
Damn.
from the Valley, you guys know these guys. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I mean, Southern California is such a hotbed for talent. Like, I think about who was on that Vipers team from 8 to like high school, and we had some big names. So just to throw a couple, we were all probably about 5 or 6 D1 commits by the time we finished up around 8th grade. My boy Devin went to TCU, and probably the biggest name, Kevin Prada. He went over to Georgia Tech after, and then got picked up in the first round by the Mets, and he's doing pretty well over there now. He's a catcher and one of my buddies still. But I mean, dude, that team was full of talent, and I think the reason why we were so good is because we all kind of just grew up together. We all played the game, we loved it, we bonded over it, and that was kind of brotherhood right there. So that was that's my story from right up until 8th grade, and then 8th grade transitioned over to GBG, Garcia Park Baseball Group. Shout out Mike. I mean, Mike's one of my greatest coaches too. He's put a lot into us, and that was kind of really when I but really opened up my eyes. Like, probably my 7th to 8th grade year, like, I was like, oh, like, I want to play baseball. Like, I want to keep playing baseball. I want to keep competing, see how far I can get. And I mean, just a little bit about me. Like, I'm super realistic. Like, even as a kid, I was never like baseball or die, baseball or nothing. I always just wanted to be successful. Mm-hmm. And obviously, I'm super competitive, so baseball was just working out for me at that point. And then 8th grade, went over to GBG. We had a really good national team that would go to places like Jupiter, Arizona, JOs. We go to Georgia, playing Lakeside? Is that the big complex over there?
Yep.
Playing all those stuff. And by the end of my senior year of high school, like, we had it was a full D1 committed roster. I mean, we got guys going
Jesus.
to, I mean, that's a name drop. We had Devin Ornalis from TCU, who I came with into that program. Tyler Stromsberg, who's the Friday night guy over at SC. Lucas Gordon, who was the Friday night guy over at Texas. I think he was doing that his sophomore year.
The White Sox right now, right?
He's with the White Sox right now. He's doing really well. He just got moved up to High A.
I think he's gonna make it.
Oh, he's carving, dude. Right? I mean, you talk about guys that, like, I mean, nowadays the kids see on like TikTok and Instagram these dudes like pulling down, throwing 105, and they're like, oh my god, like I can't do that. I have no chance. But I mean, Lucas was always just like, he is a pitcher. He is smart. He's got that pitch ability. He's got everything. And you know, that's kind of just the message to kids. Like, you don't need to be this dude like that 6'5", pulling down, throwing 100. Like, he was sitting in Texas on the Friday night roll, which is the most important role because you want to establish, like, get that first win of the series. He was throwing, like, I don't want to put him on blast right now. He's probably maybe touching 93, but he probably sat between like 80, 88 and 91 or something like that. But he's just a guy who knew how to play the game. But I mean, it's enough talking about Lucas. We had a great GBG team. Like, I mean, those are my boys too. Like, when I think and look back in a couple of years, like, I'm gonna be on TV watching like all these guys play. Like, I already know 2 of the guys. I didn't play with them for GBG, but Pete Crow and Jared Jones. I mean, Pete Crow's balling out. Like he's like these. I'm talking like these are big leaguers now, which is absolutely crazy. To like, I remember playing against and with these dudes. Pete's a Harvard Westlake guy.
Yeah.
I went to Notre Dame too. I kind of skipped that part, but I can go back to that. But I mean, just looking now at like the talent that I was around from a young age in Southern California, in the Valley, and seeing now these dudes are on TV is just like,
I mean, just in the Valley itself.
oh, so it's
You know what I mean?
it's surreal, dude. I mean, there's so much talent here, and it's like, it's just crazy to think about how far I've come and to see the guys that are like still up and that played in college. Like we all came from the same area, and it's just like we played in the same team, and yeah, we played nationally and stuff, but like we were all within, I don't know, like 15, 20 miles from each other, maybe even less than that, and it's just like, it's crazy. So that GBG team that I played with my 8th grade summer, I had a bunch of boys on there that
Was Tincher on that team?
Tincher was on the team. Yeah,
He was,
he
right?
was a little bit. I don't think he was with us freshman year per se, but I think that I definitely junior year went to JOs and stuff like that. Like he was over there. But that team that I was with 8th grade year, we were kind of deciding where to go to high school, and I was thinking about a bunch of different options, and I really boiled down to either Notre Dame or Sierra Canyon. If you guys are familiar with Sierra Canyon, it's a very small school, like super small school. Like I'd have to play like 2 sports over there, which I kind of wanted to do anyways, but they really wanted their student athletes to do more things because the population's so small. And it was that or Notre Dame, and that was kind of like, to get a little bit deeper, that was probably the first time I actually had to think about like my future and what I wanted to do. Like I have so much support from my parents, but like they were like, hey, like it's up to you what you want to do with your life at the end of the day. And it was either I remember my PE teacher over at my elementary school, he was a coach over at Notre Dame, so he was like in my ear all the time telling me to come out and stuff like that. But I was like, I had some more comfortability with Sierra Canyon because I knew it was a small school and I'd be a big fish in a small pond, or I can be a big fish in a big pond. So that was kind of when I was debating between going to Notre Dame and Sierra Canyon, and then ultimately I chose Notre Dame, and it was the best decision of my life. Like playing in the Mission League, seeing that competition, and then being with those guys that I played with from basically 8th grade up until my senior year of high school. I mean, we just had a great team, and it was unfortunate that COVID happened our senior year because
that was the senior year?
Yeah, definitely, no doubt, we would have beat
2020.
Harvard Westlake in the Mission League Championship and beat Jay Sarah, who I had some boys over there that played with UCLA. We would have beat them in the CIF Championship 100%.
See, I like the rivalry.
I mean, even, dude, I mean, I'm still
like
wearing
it.
this shirt now, but I graduated, so, I mean, I'm still competitive as all hell. I mean, I just love.
So, I mean, feel free to hit the dang.
Yeah, right there. The thing, yeah.
Oh,
but I mean,
goodness.
dude, I mean, I'm competitive now. I'm competitive when I was a kid, but I mean, I think that's kind of speaks to what you got to be as a baseball player.
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys
absolutely.
are too. I mean, not like
great.
the emotion of like crying and stuff after games, but like that feeling inside you of like, I want to win. I want to compete. It's confrontational.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why I love baseball so much, because it teaches you so much about life. Like I'm competing in the box, and it's me versus him. And on my team, like at UCLA, I'm looking over my shoulder. I got 2 more guys behind me, and like that's who I'm competing against. And like to have that realization to where like what I do matters, and like the idea that I'm literally competing against someone for a job, competing against one of my buddies for a job. We
Right.
both want the same thing. We both can't have it, so it's like we both got to put our heads down and work, and whatever happens, happens. But I mean, great experience with travel ball and baseball and Little League and all that stuff, and it all brought me to where I am today.
Everyone, Daylen Reyes.
Yeah, honestly.
Woo!
Sorry, that was a lot. I was kind
That
of
was
out
a
of breath.
great,
Right
great bio. That was great.
and that was unprompted. I was kind of just freestyling that. By the
No,
way.
you were. That's
These guys
awesome.
can ask me all the questions, I can answer, but
Damn, that was
my story
great.
on paper right there.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good resume, Lyra.
Yeah, honestly, no, that was well detailed. You
You're
know,
locked in,
and
man.
yeah, what do you mean?
Lock in. Come
I
on,
am
let's
locked.
go.
Like you gotta lock it in right now. You know what I'm saying? One leg up, but no,
Oh.
no, it's all detailed and really good information at the end of the day, because all I was picking up and everything was how you were staying together, right? You didn't go from team to team or things like that. You guys were usually staying together, and then and you guys are all boys now and everything, and you guys were always around great talent. So, you know, going back to the travel ball days and all that, like how do you feel the competition was then to now, or do you feel like it's the same way, or how's it varying in your eyes?
I think that we are so lucky and blessed to live in Southern California, because like it's
Year
just,
round.
it's year round. We get to play all the time, but like to be so honest, like whenever I'd go to these tournaments and stuff, yeah, the Texas guys got like some big dudes that are
Right.
built different and they throw hard. Yeah, the Florida guys are big too, but like there's something a little bit different about Southern California baseball and like the way we do things, the way we're bred, and we're just able to compete at a high level. So I mean, I think it was competitive when I was young. It's gonna be it's competitive today, and it's gonna be competitive in 10 years because I mean, this is the spot to play. Like I knew so many guys actually like, when I was younger too that like I'm talking to them. I think they're from where I'm from, and I think they're from Southern California, from like the Valley. And like, dude, this guy's from New York, and
That's crazy.
he moved here to play baseball year round. Like his dad,
Yeah.
like saw this passion in him. He saw that he wanted to play like possibly later in his life. I mean, tough to know that when you're a little kid, but like as a parent, you want to give your son the opportunity. So you're gonna come where the opportunities are, and they're right here in Southern California. So like, I think the competition is great. This is what we strive to compete against, and like at the end of the day, like baseball is so popular here that like no matter if it's your first day picking up a bat or like you want to play college ball in the future, like there are levels for you everywhere, and it's not something that like you need to go travel to. Like I mean, granted, I played when I was younger. I was traveling to all those places, like I mentioned, out of state. Parents would have to get hotels, drive all over the place and stuff like that, and I appreciate them for that. But I'd go to the tournament, and then I'm in pool play with these guys that are from Southern California. So like, I kind of wonder why we would drive so far if Southern California is the best place to play at the end of the day. And that kind of leads into what I'm doing now with Fuego, talking about making it more local, revitalizing communities, and just giving the kids that are from this area a place to play. So we have a team that's out of UCLA, and we practice there 2 days a week. But, I mean, to speak to that, like our program's growing, and it's great. But at the end of the day, we have like these sites now where we're able to host tournaments to where like you guys can come play in them, and you're playing teams that are competitive, teams that are at your par, and you're not traveling as far. And parents get to stay local, and parents get to watch their games and get their weekends back instead of playing 3 games over in Arizona and driving back Sunday night, and then or even staying in a hotel, driving back on Monday. But to answer your question again, like
Been there, done that.
yeah, I mean we've all done
man.
that, and that's
Yeah.
kind of we're trying to solve that solution over at Fuego. But
Yeah.
to answer your question, I mean, Southern California is the place to play. Competition's great when I played when I was a kid, and it's going to be 10 years from now for my kids. So,
Love it. Love
Music
it.
to our ears right there. Huh?
Music to our ears.
Come
I'm
on
like,
now.
you guys are over at Harvard Westlake. You're playing at O'Malley's Field?
We're playing this weekend at O'Malley,
Yeah.
at the varsity field and their JV field 8.
Nice,
We're
yeah.
Field 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple teams there. We have a pretty good connection there. But yeah, I mean, I here Braves Baseball Academy, we try to get along with everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? Just when it comes to coaches, when it comes to baseball organizations, we support NCS, PG, USSSA, AEU baseball.
Mm.
So back out in San Clemente. So it's now we want to support Fuego in any way we can. But I'm excited to see what you guys have in store for our young athletes and parents. I mean, the walk-up songs are great. To us, to be quite honest with you, as long as it's structured and organized, and dragging the field has a lot to do with it. If you have infield grass, that's a
100%.
plus.
Mm.
But the drag between games, because we do it at Birmingham when we host games. Yeah, we do have a John Deere or a Toro, and one of us here, we drag the field, even if smoke's coming out. But
But we
you're-
make it happen.
You're
make it
exactly right, dude. Because I was over at Notre Dame, turf field, perfect. Love the field. After games, I go in the dugout and I go home, and then I get over to UCLA and we got this nice pristine field that they take care of so well. And I'm like, oh, this looks great, all my official and stuff. And then first day of practice comes around, they're like, hey freshman, like you're watering the field, you're dragging the field. And I'm like, I mean,
what?
I came from Notre Dame. I was on a turf field. Like I came with like turf pellets in my pocket. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know how to water this field. Like, you're gonna have to show me.
right.
And then like just to like honestly, like I kind of loved it because like it was therapeutic for me after like bad practice, good practice, bad inter squad, bad inter squad, good inter squad. I'd come there and I just get to kind of just meditate and be out there and do the field work. But I mean, just like you said, to speak to the fields and stuff like that, the fields over we got at Metro. They're done by, shout out, the glorified gardener, Renee. He does our fields over there. He's
Shout out to Renee.
He works over at CSUN, and he does the Dodger Stadium too. He's the superintendent of our field, so we're going to have 3 locations by the end of October in Sylmar, in Santa Fe Springs, and in West LA. And the field's over at Santa Fe Springs, all done by him. It's going to be checkered outfield, infield grass too. We have a crew that's going to be dragging in between the games, doing the chalk, all that stuff. So I mean, the whole message, the whole goal of my boss, Alex Corral, CEO of Enfuego. I mean, once again, thankful for him and thankful for giving me the opportunity to work for him and kind of transition out of baseball. But his whole goal is like, he wants these fields to be a good experience for the kids. He wants the vibe to be a good experience, and that comes with good people working it, good people operating it, putting on like an actual nice field, like spending the money to make the field nice, and then you make the field nice, but you got to maintain it. So it's like he's got dudes out there every single week doing the grass. I was killing gophers in Silmar a couple weeks ago. Actually, I was doing those fields.
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh yeah,
just call her next time. He lives right next door.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
I do.
So I'll hit you up
I
for
live
sure
right
next
there.
time. We'll kill some gophers together. But
I have a problem like that at home already. Bro. I'm dealing with that at home all day.
Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's surprising how much how much work actually goes into making a baseball field nice. But I think that we've hit the perfect sweet spot over at Santa Fe Springs. We're gonna be posting a bunch on Enfuego now over on Instagram about the field transformation. But like, we're super excited to have it. I mean, that's also the thing too. Like when I was younger, like I remember the places I was playing at, and like I hate to say this because like older guys are going to tell me like, oh, they don't make them like they used to, but I think those fields were dangerous, dude. I mean, like there were holes all over the place. I mean, like
they still are.
There's rocks, and I remember diving like back to first base, diving in second base, I come out all cut up, and I'm like, dude, like as a kid, I'm like, this is what it is. But like now realizing on the other side of it and like the operating thing, it's like people just aren't willing to spend the money sometimes. And like I've been to Birmingham, like that's a great field, and over at Notre Dame, O'Malley, like the Mission League and the City League, there's a lot of nice fields and stuff like that. So we're lucky. But I mean, these other places, like they really just don't have the money to maintain these fields, and I think that's why we're gonna get so much hype over at the spots we're doing, because these fields are like they're pro level, like these are pristine. Like we leveled it. We're doing like Bermuda rye grass, which is what we have over at UCLA, and it's like it's gonna be sweet. And like you said, like the walk-up music and all that stuff, the stats are sweet, but at the end of the day, like the kids want a nice ballpark to play at. It's kind of what it's all about.
Amen.
Yeah. I think that's and not many people think about it, honestly. Like, you know, unless you really played it and you went through it and you go to a college like UCLA and you realize the fields and how it's maintained and all that, and to go and to now want to give back and give them the ability to experience that, I think it's important. You know, like we were talking about earlier, it is when you go to these high school, like you got 14-year-olds and all that playing on fields that are all dirt or whatever it is, it's not giving them an experience of what high school fields are usually going to be like, with the infield grass and the dirt and all that. So it's like the more fields we can get out there to be able to put together and then fix and give them the real experience of how a baseball field is probably going to be in high school or college, let them know in the major leagues. I think that right there would change the game a lot more, and it'll get everybody to actually appreciate the fields to try to take care of them. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's one of those where we want to give the kids the best experience, but also get them prepared to what they're going to see in high school and college.
Yeah, you want to practice how you play, you know? Be on the fields that you're going to be used to for, like, the next 4 years of your life. And it's, like, it's important. I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, it made me a worse baseball player, but, like, each one of us would have loved to play on a nice field like that, because, like, it gives you the feeling that, oh, like, this is what I'm going to be doing, and also, like, it makes you feel good, because, like, it feels like you matter. It feels like you're at a place, like, they're taking care of you. So, I mean, it's kind of like it takes a whole community, honestly. It takes, like, the stuff that we're talking about, it takes not just one person, because you go over to these spots, and, like, I've been doing it, and it's, like,
it takes a village.
It takes a village. I mean, dude, it's like, I know you guys are talking about dragging the field in between. I'm sure it's your guys, honestly, and I'm sure it's Birmingham people, but, like, those people do it out of the goodness of their hearts and, like, use their personal time to make it nice for the kids, because that's what they want. But at the end of the day, like, it's hard to do. It's hard to accomplish. So.
I think music, national anthem.
Yeah, we're doing that.
I know
too.
you guys do that as well. We sent a couple of teams to you guys in the past. I think our 9s, 10s at CSUN. National anthem, music, drag the fields, all that little stuff. Even like a little pregame, whatever. All that little stuff. It goes a long way for these kids and parents and coaches. It's just a good vibe when you walk up. You know, I mean, I'm speaking for Birmingham. We have a routine. If we're at home, we got to go national anthem after the manager, plate meeting. We go, anthem, or obviously pregame anthem, and then whatever, after the ball game. But yeah, we do have walk up songs, and yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Who wouldn't want to walk up?
They feel like big leaguers, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, they feel like that's what I did in college. And like if I
as long as
was,
it's clean.
yeah, as long as it's clean and
of course.
family friendly, like
Yeah.
TikTok friendly stuff. But I mean,
Yeah.
all that. It's just a good vibe for the kids, and that's that's what.
No, you
what
guys are
we're
doing
here
a great job,
That's what we're
man.
here for, and it's a sweet environment, and I'm excited to put it on. We're gonna do it. We're gonna run tournaments out from Santa Fe Springs through the rest of October. Our first big one is gonna be on the 5th and 6th, and I hope to have the Braves out at some point over there. I'd love to go to some of your guys'
sure.
stuff and then do our thing. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the month, we're gonna have 3 fields, so like we're hoping that we do a good job with these tournaments and people like us, and then I mean, kind of the problem, not the problem, but I mean, you guys are obviously on top of your stuff to where you guys have something planned out for like what you're doing. But I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I talked to my cousin who's playing travel ball now, like they don't know what they're doing until the week of sometimes. Like a lot of these travel ball teams are not unorganized by their fault, but it's like it's hard to find places to play. It's hard to find
Yeah.
people that like are in your same realm and of your competition level to go find
Well,
a
I mean,
place
it's
to
just
play at.
like tomorrow. I think our 12s are playing each other. at
12s are
Birmingham.
playing at Birmingham, yeah.
And then we have our 13s playing against Legacy, and it becomes more of a relationship thing that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, Jared at Harvard West, like we literally call each other and run like a high school thing. Like, hey, you bring baseballs, blah blah blah, pay for the umpire.
Yep.
Whatever it is, it's like winter ball, fall ball, winter ball, where you got to have these relationships. And I think it's important for these coaches to have those kind of relationships. You know what I mean? And where we're going to play at, okay, we can't play at our field. Can we play at your field? And we go from there.
Yeah.
But it's important to have a structured calendar.
Yes.
It really is.
100%. I mean, I'm a planner, like as a person, and like now transitioning into youth baseball. I mean, like I'm really seeing like the need for it, the
Yeah.
advanced scheduling. I mean, you guys do a great job, and I wish everyone was like that. And that's what we're trying to solve. Like with the amount of fields that we have the ability to have like we've got a master calendar, and we're looking to fill it. And also like we're in addition to games and in addition to the tournaments, like I remember when I was a kid, I'd show up to the games and maybe an hour before we'd play catch, we'd hit whatever like wiffle balls that a dad brought, but like
To the bonet.
bonet, all that stuff, yeah. But like what we're doing now with the
Bonet?
fields that we got enough space and time to where we schedule it to where these kids get an hour before the games. So you guys as coaches can do like a practice with them, a pregame, an IO, all that stuff that you're not able
Damn.
to do at other stuff. Like we're giving you guys an hour before your game. Hey, you use the field. We're gonna have some cages there too, and like do what you want, do what you need, because like it also satisfies the thing of like it's hard to find places to play. Like when I was a kid, I mean, not to brag, like that between 8 and 11, our team was real good. We practiced maybe once a week, like hopefully like twice a month was our goal. But we just play tournaments every single weekend. And, like, yeah, that was good. Like, I loved the tournaments. I loved to compete. But, like, if I think about the things that really make young ball players and college ball players and pro ball players good, it's, like, spending time on your craft. And that comes in practice. That comes with all your preparation. And, like, I feel like you can only get so good playing live competition because, like, you don't get the time to make adjustments. Like, the last thing I want to be thinking about in-game is, like, oh, how did this last at bat feel? Like, how did everything feel? Like, I don't want to make adjustments mid-game. Like, I just want to focus and play. And, like, that comes with trusting your preparation, and that comes with practice. So it's hard for teams to find practice spots, too, so that's what we're doing as well. Like, if you join our league and you do our tournaments, like, more than happy to have you out during the week or whatever and have you guys practice our fields. But, I mean, I know it doesn't affect you guys because you guys got beautiful Birmingham.
No, it
for
does.
other
It
teams.
does. It really does.
Yeah, it does. It does, and
We'll
that's
talk
why.
about that later.
Yeah, but that, but it's just more of like 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 you giving that, we would say the opportunity to do that, right?
Yeah.
And going on back on practice, it is important to practice because at the end of the day, when you go to high school, you're gonna be practicing for
It's
hours.
Most of your time.
Majority of the time in college, you're gonna be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, and then when you go to the big leagues, you're gonna be practicing either on your own or with everybody, majority of your day.
Yeah.
And I think that's where
You think Otani practices with the Dodgers or by himself?
absolutely.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
That guy
No.
does whatever he wants.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He's so
doesn't,
good, bro. He can
That
do
guy-
whatever
he
he
can do whatever he
wants.
wants.
He does whatever he wants. He can, but he doesn't. He shows up to the field early, but he also joins his teammates for batting
You
practice.
know, we're gonna have Daylen confirm
throwing.
for us because he says he knows the Dodger guy or something.
Yeah. No, we can definitely confirm.
You know what I'm getting out of this? I'm getting the compete, and then you got to practice. You know, it's so important to practice with your team. You got to, like you said earlier, you got to be able to compete with your teammate that's next to you. Like we both can't have this. That was a really good.
So let's compete then.
Let's compete, man. Go ahead.
We got the
Go
little
ahead.
basketball
way
thing
I-
right
yeah,
here, right?
we
That's
can compete
life
after
too.
that.
I mean, baseball teaches you so much about life. Like,
What
everything
has
is
it
about
taught you though?
competition.
I mean, baseball, like life lessons.
I think that probably the biggest three things, because I mean, obviously you guys can see I can yap, I can just talk.
Yeah,
I can
we know
talk-
that.
I can talk all day. I mean, you guys
We
see really
definitely
quick.
know
I
that.
man. You guys
So
found
don't
out super
feel
quick.
don't feel bad if we cut you off.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably like to sum it up, the biggest things that I learned from baseball, probably, I think the biggest thing is, I mean, this is obviously a cliche when you talk to any travel ball person or any baseball guy, it's learning how to deal with failure. I think in life so often, like, you work so hard for some things and like you expect to get something out of it because you put the work in, but like, dude, that's not how life is. And like, I feel like whether I'm applying for a job and I feel like I'm right for it and I just don't get it, like in my mind, I'm like, that's so unfair to me. Like I deserve better. But like playing baseball these years, I realized that I can practice all the time. I can go home with my dad. He can throw me pinto beans and I can hit with a wood bat. And I show up to a tournament and I go 0 for 4. And I'm like looking at the sky and I'm like, dude, like this sucks. Like I don't like baseball. Like I don't like playing. But like you have to realize that baseball's all about pitches. Like you get unlimited opportunities to keep doing better the next time.
Yeah.
And it's like that concept of working hard but not getting the results. I mean, we talked about at UCLA a bunch. Like one of the core things over there is like don't chase results and don't. I mean, we say it a little bit different over there, but I'm putting it nicely. Like don't chase those things that you can't control. Like you can't control whether you get a hit or not. I mean, I can hit this ball perfectly. I can square it up. I can be out front, and I can hit a laser right to the left fielder. Like that is not in my control. I can only control like the things before that. So it's like understanding that failure and not getting the results that I'm looking for, like translate to life. Like that makes you a good, hard, competitive person that's going to be resilient. And I think that's a big word, like the resilience piece of it. Like baseball taught me so much about that. Like I think that it also says a lot about you as a person. Like if you're willing to endure that much failure. I mean, like we're all baseball players, and we failed more than you succeed. And like that whole saying of like, if I get a hit 3 times out of 10, like I'm a Hall of Famer. Like that's a real thing. Like it's hard to succeed in baseball and it's hard to succeed in life. So the premise of working hard but not always getting what you want out of it is something that you're gonna have to learn and something that you're gonna have to deal with. So I think that resilience and adversity, baseball taught me that, and I think that applies to like my everyday life. So I think that's a big thing. And I think that baseball is very humbling too. Like the game will be honest with you. The game will tell you things that like you don't even know about yourself. It's like if I'm not working hard enough, if I'm not putting the preparation in, like you're gonna doubt it. Like you're gonna doubt like, oh, I didn't do well in that game because I didn't prepare. Like I want to like leave the game, leave that practice with everything out there, and the idea that I know I put all my effort forth, and that's all you can really do at the end of the day. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, Daylen Reyes.
sorry, it's a lot right there. But
Hit him with it, Lyra. Go ahead.
No, that's. I mean,
This is motivational.
Yeah,
This is Lyra. This is Mamba mentality. Just so you know.
it is. I
This
love this
is
book, by the way. I saw that book
Mamba
right there.
mentality. I'm not saying you don't have the Mamba mentality because I know you do, but this is like next level Mamba mentality.
yeah, of course. That's D1 moment. That's something I couldn't do.
We can talk about that.
I was working there, but it didn't get. I
Savage,
didn't get
you hear this guy?
you know what I mean?
This
But
is
yeah,
Mamba mentality right
yeah,
here. Love it.
of course, you know, and that's
Love
what
it.
UCLA. That's why I'm a UCLA guy. You know what I mean?
Like he went to
dude,
Notre
a lot of-
Dame. He went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, but
Harvard
then
Westlake or
yeah,
what?
went
No, Notre Dame. No, we're Birmingham.
Yeah, we're
right
Birmingham.
now.
Okay, I was gonna say, that's fine.
Yeah,
I've got
no,
beef
but
with
he's
the
UCLA
city.
guy. You know, like you're a USC guy, so we're not
I
on
just-
that
Guys,
side.
I didn't know that, so I mean,
You know what I
talk
mean?
about
But
that after.
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
going
no.
to the USC game tomorrow. That's all I'm
Are you
doing.
really going?
I'm really going.
Oh yeah.
I got plenty of boys over at SC too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're competitive on the field, but off the field, I mean, baseball is family. Like that's also the other thing. Like baseball's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
family.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, not.
Yeah, yeah.
Once you become USC guy, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you no more. No,
Man,
I'm
that's
just playing,
awesome.
but
It's hard to support a team that doesn't have a home field, by the way. For
Ah,
your viewers at
talk to
home,
'em.
they don't have a
Oh,
home
yeah,
field.
Talk
yeah,
to 'em.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have fun watching your games.
A couple
at Great
guys
Park.
transferred out probably because of that. You know, they hit the transfer portal.
I mean, the portal is a big deal now. It's hard to recruit and it's hard to compete with the portal. And then you
Yeah.
mix in the idea that you got to sell your kids, sell your college guys that, hey, you're going to have to drive to practice. You're going to have to
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
to your games.
Yeah, no way.
So,
I mean, if my guy was going like, you know, if I had a, you know, like division, whatever, college, and they better have a field, facilities. I mean, I know Johnny Tincher fell in love with UW because of their facilities.
Yeah, helped him out a little bit as a turf catcher. So I mean, he's over there picking the ball easy. Helped his stock for sure.
Oh, a lot of FaceTime right now.
But
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about that. Like, how important are facilities for just players in general?
Probably everything.
I mean, they're great and like they're necessary because like at the end of the day, like you get this dude that can hit the ball 110 at you, and if there's rocks on the infield, like that's dangerous for everyone. Like that can get someone killed, like actually. But I mean, I say that, but at the same time, like I know there's dudes grinding in the Dominican Republic on fields that don't look great at all.
Right.
So it's kind of all about perception is reality. Like I've seen the best, so like I compare it to that. But for those guys out there, like they've never seen it, so I mean, it is to them what it is to me. You know, like that's all they got. That's what they're gonna work with.
Get in
like,
here, and Fuego's putting like the best grass, the best everything.
Bermuda ride,
Leveled
checkered. I mean,
out.
this is gonna be perfect.
But I gotta go. We gotta go see it though.
You guys gotta check it out. You can sleep.
Oh,
on
we're
this
gonna go check it
grass.
out.
You can go camping on this grass if you want.
Now, if we can do that in Sylmar, then
Oh, yeah, we'll be
then,
at
I
Sybil
want to
soon.
see that.
then that right there,
I
I'll go
definitely
like
want to
this.
see that.
Get
tip
you
my
guys
hat to
over
that.
there.
Bro.
Yeah,
Because
sweet. That's the gopher spot I was talking about. Too.
yeah, oh I know,
Yeah, I was out
Sylmar,
there
Civil.
in
It
the
used to.
sun.
It used to be on and popping a lot when I was younger. I played there.
Yeah, I played over there too. a
So
little bit.
it's, but to get that spot up and running would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I'd love
Yeah.
to see that one right there.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, just like you talk about, like you played over there, I played over there, and I guarantee it looks a little bit different than it did when we were over there. I mean, it's no fault to them, but like it's hard to maintain these fields, like we talked about earlier, and it's hard to find the money and the people that are passionate about doing it. So like they kind of just sit there and like they get worse, and the fields get worse, and the registrations go down. So that's where they've kind of reached out to us and asked for help. And like, hey, like we understand you guys did this over at Santa Fe. Like, can you guys help us out? Like, we did their field all nice. We're helping their registrations. We're helping them grow. It's all about just kind of bringing the community back. Because, like, me and you...
Helping each other out.
Yeah, we used to play over there, but, like, now I wouldn't send my kid over there. No chance. It's dangerous.
What would you
like,
send your kid?
Depends where I live, honestly. But Southern California, they're going to Notre Dame. They're practicing over there. They're on Fuego teams, too. They're over at Notre Dame for high school.
What would you send your kid for travel ball?
For travel ball?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, right now, I'd probably say in Fuego because, I mean, so our model is it's over at UCLA. I started my senior year. I'm now out of it. I'm now working in Fuego on the business side of it. But we employ college coaches. And, like, to talk about that a little bit, it's our business is we practice over at UCLA.
You see that?
Yeah.
And they give,
We might get run
student
out of
athletes are coaching it. Like, it's sweet. We got the softball
like
players,
that.
too, coaching it. I mean,
I
I'm
do like it too.
not going to say that I know more than softball players because I kind of do. But they're better at coaching than me, so I kind of tip my cap to them. Like, we have the UCLA softball and baseball coaches over there, and like our teams are competing against each other, so I got a little bit competitive with some of the softball people over there my senior year because their kids were beating us a little bit. So, I mean, that is what it is. But it's just awesome for the kids to be over at Jackie Robinson Stadium twice a week and then to get coached by their role models. I mean, honestly, I would have loved to have been coached by, like, a college dude at that time. Like, I was around those Chatsworth High School players, and I was, like, I'm looking up to them like this, like, with stars in my eyes, like, I want to be you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to kind of give them, revitalizing the communities, instilling passion in the kids and love, like, that's really what it's about, you know?
Love it, love it, love it, love it. And you would send your kid to Notre Dame?
Absolutely. Just not Harvard Westlake. Really anywhere else.
Damn.
Sorry, not to bang
How
on
does he
that, but I
have
mean,
this rivalry with Harvard Westlake and Notre Dame, but yet not UCLA and USC?
I don't know. I'm just
Like,
getting to
I'm
know
from the
Daylen.
Valley, you know.
That's
Like
kinda
I'm just
crazy.
getting to know Daylen.
I'm
I just
actually-
met him with like 20
I
minutes
know.
ago.
I'm amazed how he Harvard Westlake and Notre
don't
Dame,
know.
it's
but
the
UCLA and
I don't
USC,
know.
he's
I
cool with
mean,
USC. I don't know how that
I
can
like him.
happen.
I mean,
He's
I got
helping
some
the
boys over
community.
at Harvard Westlake and USC, but like I'm actually moving back over to Sherman Oaks this weekend. I wish it
okay.
was. I'm doing it during a heat wave, by the way, so that sucks. But moving back to Sherman Oaks, so like that's Notre Dame right there. Like that's that area. Like
Yeah.
you know, even though like Mid Valley is closer to me, like my house per se, but Notre Dame's my heart. I mean, they did so much for me, and to speak more about like my college experience, transitioning from high school to college, I committed I think it was the summer of my summer of my 8th grade year. I actually had not played. I'm obviously proud of this, and I'm blessed from God and my family and everything. But I committed to UCLA before I played a high school baseball game. They did everything right, by the way. There's no fishy stuff with UCLA. They play by the book. I was actually on my official visit over at SC, and my dad got a text, and I got an unofficial visit from like UCLA. Like, they were reaching out to me too, and I toured SC, and on that trip they called me, and then I went over to UCLA and I talked to Coach Savage, and it was over from there. I mean, I knew that was the program, that was the school, and that was the coach for me. So they saw my stuff. They've been following me for a little bit, I guess. I think in the summer ball circuits that I was doing my 8th grade year, they liked me enough to talk to me. They saw what I could be. They saw the kind of person I was, the kind of man that they projected me to be. And, I mean, that's kind of what happened. I mean, Notre Dame was great, and then I committed before I played there. And playing my high school years, committed the whole time. What verbally committed was definitely a target on my back that I felt.
Right.
But
I was just going to ask you, like, there was some pressure there.
I mean, dude, I mean, I'm talking to, I verbally commit to UCLA before, and probably in the winter before I played a high school game, and I go to Coach Dill, which is the head coach over at Notre Dame, and I'm honest with him because I don't want him to like see the center else. Like, I want to tell him like what happened.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to take credit for this." Like, as a joke, I'm like, "No, like I never coached you and stuff like that. I'm happy for you. This is amazing." But kind of going through that process matured me in the sense that, like, not that I got joked or teased. Like, everyone was pumped for me at Notre Dame, but I mean, I had some dudes that like didn't believe it and like thought I was lying and stuff. And I'm like, okay, like I don't care. Like, I'm just here to play baseball anyways. Like, in school, obviously. So I mean, it was a little bit of a target, and I felt like I had something to prove. But I mean, that made me who I am today. You know, I wouldn't change anything of it.
Yeah. Well, as you can confirm, he had some pressure.
He did. I'm
But,
sure he did.
Well, obviously he did well with it, and he went through with it, and that's great for you, Dill. And kind of reminds me of the Hunt Green.
Hunter Green. Oh, yeah,
Hunter
that was
Green.
I was there. Another great guy that I played with. I was a freshman when he was a senior, so I kind of got to watch him go through his draft process because he was picked up out of high school. He was the second overall pick to the Reds. He's still over there. Could have been the first round pick too, but I mean, he was the best player in that draft by far, I believe. I mean, this dude, like, when I talk about, like, I thought I was good at baseball, I walk in my freshman year, and this dude is like, he's 6'4", he's built, he's strong, he's overtaking ground balls at shortstop, and he's literally like flicking the ball over like this, and it's like 92, and I'm like, I'm playing second base, I guess. So I'm not competing with that guy, but I mean, I got to play with him and some other great guys that I'm still great friends with to this day. I was played varsity baseball as a freshman. I batted leadoff. And, like, dude, that was actually a crazy experience. Like, thinking back on it, like, I was blessed to be around that guy and, like, just to kind of see the way he carried himself, how professional he was. I mean, he had eyeballs on him all the time. Like, there were 50 dudes back – not 50. They were, like, actually, like, 25 guys. Yeah. Opening day, Notre Dame freshman year, with just radar guns behind because he's pitching and he's going to be a big draft pick. But, I mean, to have that much – I mean, talk about pressure on me, pressure on that guy senior year. Like, trying to make money and trying to make a career for himself, like, that was crazy to watch. Yeah. Crazy.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Reds alumni, of course.
Yeah, he played for us for a little bit.
Did you? Yeah, I saw that photo on his website.
Yeah, he played for us, and I know the dad and the family pretty well. Yeah, Russell, they're great. They're great.
So, looks like Fuego's blowing up, doing the good things, taking care of the fields. I know you guys are doing some leagues.
It's going to be sweet. I mean, love to have you guys out there. I mean, I know you guys plan a bunch, but I'd still love if you have any availability in October. I mean, it's going to be great. Like, it's going to be a great vibe. The music, the fields, the people over there, the stats. Going to do giveaways. Kids get rings. Kids love the rings and whatnot. But, yeah, it'll be sweet.
So, you guys are doing full-on tournaments.
Right, Tommy?
So, we want to have our goal, and I think the way that we want to do it eventually is we want to have more of like a league, an intermediate between Little League and travel ball to where teams locally can play against other teams, and it's more affordable because it is local as opposed to going out. But the challenge of that is giving competition and allowing teams, like, they want to get better, and the reason why they're going out and going these distances is to play and compete against people that they perceive to be better. But I mean, like I said, like we talked about, a lot of competition is already here, and it's like if we can facilitate a league to where it's like a 15-game schedule, and like you guys maybe either it's 3 games against 3 random people on a weekend, or it's like a 3-game set like the Pac-12, like to where you're playing against the same team and like you have rankings at the end of it. Like, we want to facilitate something to where it's local and to where it like helps the communities out, to where they don't have to travel.
My head's spinning right now.
Yeah.
Sorry,
honestly.
No, in a great way. In a great way.
It's like music to our ears for real.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, dude. I mean,
do you guys see yourself expanding to like maybe in the future, it's like to a different state, maybe, or
I wouldn't say to a different state yet, just because like we talk about Southern California is great. I do see us doing softball because we work with
okay.
so many softball girls over at UCLA, and it's like, I mean, just speak on another athlete, Caitlin Clark, who's taken over
Oh, yeah, yeah.
WNBA, and she was great and huge in college. Like that idea of giving young women and girls the opportunity to play baseball, which is, I mean, softball. It's the same thing. It's the same idea. Just love for the game and developing that because we have had a demand for softball. We have a few girls on our Enfuego teams, but it's like giving them an outlet too.
yeah,
So we do see ourselves doing softball. It's going to be a little bit more interesting. We can probably do it more over at Sybil. Sybil's asked us to help revive their softball program, but over in Santa Fe Springs, over at Santa Fe Springs, it's a grass infield, so that's going to be baseball only. Those are going to be our baseball facilities. West LA is also baseball, so maybe Somar, that area, we do the softball. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say going state to state yet. Maybe eventually. That's that's probably the whole mission eventually. But Southern California for sure, baseball and softball.
cool.
Huge.
Alrighty, there goes that's the mission. That's the mission statement, right? As they would call it.
Yeah.
To what the
Cheaper too than the Big League Dream stuff. Like we're gonna sell hot dogs and burgers there too, and like those Big League Dream prices. Like I remember that stuff. Like dude, like I was paying like a lot of money for a combo meal, which was like hot dog, M&Ms, and like a fountain drink. Like
we got parents that still pay for to watch their kid play.
Pay?
oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
the
Like,
entry
they charge
fees.
the entry fee. Like there's a gate fee, whatever it is.
Oh, like a parking fee?
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez. I mean that's what we're talking about too. And I'm never to harp on like other organizations. I mean not organizations, but like event hosting and stuff like that. Like they gotta make money too.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
at the end of the day, like our values override like our hunger and our need for profit. Like we just want to put out a good product. And the reason why we're starting out with tournaments instead of like the full-on league is like I'm talking about stuff that like I'm talking it up a lot. I'm saying the music, I'm saying the stats, I'm saying rings, I'm saying a pristine field that's checkered in the outfield. Like there's no reason why you guys should believe me and all that stuff. So it's like we got to put out a product.
Yeah.
We got to show people with tournaments what we can do, our ability to host events and host.
You almost have to like prove yourselves.
To prove it, and it's all like just like you said, like you talk to Legacy, you talk to all these teams. It's about trust.
Yeah.
And it's like once people trust our ability to put things on, like I think then people are going to be asking us for a league, asking us, hey, can we play with you guys every weekend? Asking us, hey, can we practice at your fields during the week, or can we come in the morning on before game days, like stuff like that. Like we're just trying to give people a place to go play. So like, but we got to show it first.
Yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
what we're doing with these tournaments on the 5th and the 6th of October to kick it off, and then throughout October as well.
It's almost like committing as an 8th grader. You still got to play the game though.
Absolutely. We gotta show something. Like
That's a perfect example, Larry.
Yeah.
I bet you because you're not locked in. You don't have the mama mentality.
Well, you haven't been locked in since we walked in.
I'm locked in. I'm locked
Kobe
in.
Bryant's my guy too. I mean, talk about an athlete with mentality. I mean, that's one of the best right there.
Hit him with it, Larry. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I preach. Like I coach and I tell my kids all that, and everybody here, you know, mama mentality. We gotta wake up and want to change. It's a lifestyle at the end of the day. So if you want to succeed and be going like baseball, you're gonna fail. You're gonna do stuff, and what you want to do is make sure you put in the work to be able to, like you said, prepare yourself to be able to be successful. Even though baseball, you're successful 3 out of 10 times, but in life, you any opportunity that you have, you have to try to take advantage of it. And I think that's where talking to these kids about it and all that, and now you doing it in the organization that you're in and the position you're in, I think it always leads to success. And that's at the end of the day, that's what we want for the kids, for the coaches, for the programs, for the organizations, for everything, is to succeed and leave a good product out there.
For sure.
That's mama mentality right there.
That is mama mentality.
Yeah,
Love
overall,
it.
in one little thing.
Love it.
And yeah, we
I'm
have that
excited.
here.
I'm excited for all this, man. I really can't wait for you guys to get going. We'll definitely support you guys. We'll get into that after the show. But yeah, I mean, and I love the fact that you're an 818, 818.
Born and raised, yeah.
Born and raised.
Northridge.
And then obviously, you went through the little leagues, you went through the travel ball, you went through the national tournaments, you know what I mean? The national at a very young level. And then, to go to a very, competitive high school, to commit as a very, young athlete for your family and yourself, I'm sure it was a lot of pressure. And then to go to UCLA and do what you did there, and then to where you're at right now, man, not a lot of people can say that.
No. No, and it's and you keep going, and you're trying to come up with these ideas that you taught that you learned
That are
at a
gonna
young
help the
age
kids.
that are gonna help them as well. So
You know
some
what
of
I
the
mean?
things that you probably didn't have as a kid as well, right? So now you kind of have the idea of how to put it out together to them, and that's great. So trying to help out the valley in this Southern California. So I mean, shoot, we don't have to go drive 2 hours, hours and a half. I think we won't. But
That's the goal, dude. And that's what it's all about.
Darn it.
Yeah. And just like you guys said, I mean, you're a coach, but also you're a mentor to these kids. I mean, it's
Yeah.
bigger than baseball at the end of the day. Like
More
you're
than
teaching
baseball.
them
Yes, sir.
about so many different things and so many walks of life just from playing the game. Like honestly,
Yeah.
that's you guys are doing
Yeah.
God's work, honestly.
So, Notre Dame, Harvard, Westlake rivalry. Talk about it, man. What's going on with that? Man.
I guess I'm just still a little bit bitter from that COVID year because they got us. They got us, I believe, freshman year. They got us sophomore year. We got them junior year, and then I think we got them senior year. No, we didn't play.
No,
We
you guys
played
didn't start
one
league.
series against Chaminade, but they got two against us, and we only got one. And I wanted that fourth one, and I don't know. I don't like that team at all. not to say anything bad about their program or anything, but like I'm so loyal. Like once I get to a spot, like
this is great.
that's like those are my I ride or die Notre
great.
Dame. So like I can't.
You ever go to the games or no?
To what, Notre Dame?
Yeah, Notre Dame games.
Haven't been there in a while, honestly. My sibling, my younger brother used to go there. He transferred out and then went to Alamany. He didn't play any sports, but just better fit over at Alamany. I haven't been over there in a while, but I still talk to the coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys did so much for me. So I
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
them.
maybe we'll go see them at the Harvard Westlake Notre Dame game.
Yeah, we should. We should all go and just
maybe
sit
go
there.
and see.
I think
Right,
Notre Dame
Sam?
just had a big. They think they had a first round draft pick, and Levi Sterling.
They did.
He worked over at. We all worked over at this place in the off season called Dog Pound Athletics. It's over in
Mm-hmm.
Santa Monica. Shout out Kyle Henry, I guess.
That's great.
Yeah, those are all the boys. I mean, that's where I hung out with Tincher so much. Like me, Tincher, Lucas, Pete Crow, Drew Bowser, who's another Harvard Westlake
Yeah.
guy, Carter Graham, who was a Mission League baseball player. He went over to Stanford. Now he's with the Reds too. Like we all just go work out over there in the off season. I mean, I'm not gonna work out anymore. I'll probably just go kick it with them. But now that I'm not playing baseball anymore, and I got the collared shirt on. But yeah, I'll go help out and talk to those boys.
That's
But
awesome. Daylen
That's
Reyes,
dope,
man.
man.
That's great, man. Some good info.
Honestly, yeah, good info.
The last couple have been pretty good. Some good positive feedback.
You guys are heating up in here or what?
It's heating up in here, man.
You guess?
Yeah,
Yes.
got to, and
Yeah.
like I said, if you guys want to come out, other people want to reach out, whether it be tournament directors or whatever it is, and they want to see something that they're doing on their side, like El Juego, let us know. We can always make that happen. But yeah, man, I think it's, good to hear that it's coming from the 818 and it's want to help each other out and go and kind of work together on this and go. So we'll be there. We'll be having some games and all that, and see how it all works.
Yeah.
And then whatever we got to do as well, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, man. Well, wrapping it up here, we got a couple rapid questions. We have a segment here that we always want to do. So here we don't got to answer it in a second, but we also want to take a minute. So
I'll try to be fast. I haven't been doing that well, but
so we'll go and see what we're doing here, and then I'm sure you experienced pinch clock, right?
pitch clock, yeah.
So did you like it or not?
Pace of play, yeah. I like it because I'd have some of those. I'll be quick. Some of those pitchers that like set like this, and I'm like playing defense behind them. I'm like, dude, just throw the ball. So, I do like the pitch clock. Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. No DH or DH?
DH, yeah. Pitchers can't hit unless you're Otani, I guess.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, I
Speaking
like
of
that.
fungos, I got shout out Keaton Conger, my fungo guy, pitcher over at UCLA.
Great
Can't,
fungo.
can't swing in game, but
Great fungo
you
guy.
get the fungo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Something about us pitching with fungos.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else
We gotta
to do,
do
man.
great fungos.
All right.
Man.
Let's see. I'm trying to come up with
I
a good
answered
one
too
before.
fast, guys. Sorry.
No, I'm trying to come up with one right now that we didn't write down real quick.
UCLA or USC?
Well, what do you mean? That's
That's
obviously
easy.
right.
It's too easy, fellas.
Man.
No. What's your favorite snack before game? Got
What's your
I
it.
would say
pregame
snack,
meal?
I would say
What's your
pregame
pregame meal?
kind of changes. I mean, a lot of the guys like over at UCLA will show up 4 hours before the game. That's kind of the process in college, and like just to get everything done and get everything through. But a lot of guys would eat Noah's Bagels. Is that like the
Noah's
spot by
Bagels.
UCLA
What was your
there for
pregame meal
Bagels?
at Notre Dame? No pregame meal.
meal.
Just straight. Let's
Oh,
go
no,
play.
I'm over
Let's
there.
go.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go
I have
play.
caffeine guy, big caffeine guy though.
Big caffeine guy,
Like
huh?
coffee,
There you go.
bangs, Red Bull, all that stuff. Like I need the caffeine. So.
Oh man.
Let's go.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we
Yeah, man.
definitely asked our rapid questions, but
Daylen Reyes here.
yeah. Once again,
Love
thank
it.
you
This
again.
was great, man. This was great. We owe you a hat. We'll get it for you.
Sweet.
Definitely. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
This was great, and some really, really good feedback for not only for the 818, but I mean, for everyone. You know, West LA, and where'd you say the other one was at?
Santa Fe Springs.
Santa Fe
yeah.
Springs, Norwalk area.
Norwalk, yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's kind of like in the middle of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I love that fact, by the way. So yeah, this was great. I mean, thanks for coming.
Thank you guys
We
for
definitely
having me.
gotta. We definitely will stay in touch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, so you guys at home, this is a sweet set, great place to be, great host. I mean, I had a great time.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it again. And anybody that's viewing there, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Hit the notification button. That's where you get our notifications that we're live. Also, like the live, so we can get pushed out there and everybody go. And if anybody wants to sponsor, do anything, let us
Yeah.
know. We can do that as well. We're looking for all that. But then again, man, thank you again. Thank you guys for watching. And on to the next one. Episode
19.
20.
Out.
Coming soon.
Ball 4.
Awful.
Appreciate y'all.
We out. $10 on fire from work.